Show the spirit and energy of entrepreneurship. I'm delighted to be speaking tonight as our Inventors of the Month. So, are we ready to get started? Just 2, 3, 4 more people out there. Well, we got a lot of things to cover, so I'm going to begin. Are you ready? Okay, welcome to San Diego Inventors Forum. Yay, you're here, you made it. Wonderful. Who here is an inventor? Please raise your hand. Excellent. You're amongst friends. And the rest of you that are service providers, thank you for coming, especially those of you that are dear old friends that we're well acquainted with. We're here tonight. Stop everything.
What happened?
What's going on?
How many of you have been following what we've been talking about here about the Supreme Court case and what's going on? Okay.
No.
We are shocked. I'll talk about this more later, but the quick update is that decision that we talked about last November about the oil states and the fracking and the infringement, and it all came down to should people even be able to own patents. Supreme Court voted against us 7-2.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Your patents are now franchises, and the wording that they came up with is the decision to grant a patent is a matter involving public rights. They're not private anymore. You don't own your patents, according to the Supreme Court. We'll talk about this more. It's not the end of the world, but it's a change in the history of this country. 220 years, we abided by Article 1, Section 8 of our Constitution that said we did have this right, and now they're changing it. So it's going to call for a lot more action and petitions and going to Washington, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about this later, about the whole vehicle we have built to, in fact, address this disaster. Yeah. In your lifetime, you saw the history of this country get changed from what made it great in 220 years. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Our supporters here. I got to thank AMN for having us, giving us this room. Awesome. We love it here. Coleman University often gives us some space, especially when we have our contest, because we need more space. Same goes with Jack in the Box. And thanks to Leslie, who's the head of IP for Jack in the Box, who's out there checking you in. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie.
I'm A Squared. Our business is A Squared Technologies. Ours. I'll explain this more in a minute. But I'm one of the big hosts here for you, doing new product development for over 30 years. We have some great supporters. David's not here tonight, but he's one of our silver supporters. Bronze supporters, Bob Green, his father invented blister packaging. We have a couple other supporters that have helped us. We have great contributors. These are people that help on occasion as much as they can. I'll introduce Michelle to you in a little bit. But we've had these authors and experts that have come in. I'll explain more, again, what they've contributed here in a minute. I'll get this out of the way. I am Adrian Pelkis. My business is A Squared Technologies. I am an inventor. This is my garage. This is what I do when I'm not actually making money. I go down here and blow things up and see what I can make happen. So you see a whole collection of different things here. But there is a professional side. Again, 33 years of developing over 300 products. You might have seen some of them if your shopping cart locks up, voice-actuated switches. I doubt you've seen genetic research tools, but this was a grandfather of CRISPR, if you want to think about it, because it was doing gene splicing. I've done a couple of aerospace things, a number of health things. The most well-known product was Fortune Magazine's Product of the Year in '95. That's an infant simulator doll kids in a home ec take home, and they have to actually take care of it. They can't just drop it or leave it on the closet. I do have a passion for projects that help mankind and the environment, so electric cars and systems, that's my passion. It's led to 15 issued patents, so I do know the path to get your patents and what that takes and how much it takes and how long it takes and what could go wrong. This is after filing, I don't know how many dozens and probably hundreds of provisional patents. It's led to a number of awards that I have won. Most recent have been awards for things I've designed to go to Mars and help astronauts. Actually, I'm very involved right now because this project, the mood adjuster, not only did it win an award, but we got some attention, and I am now the CEO of this company. We are just now launching, and hopefully we'll have our first pitch in about 3 weeks. So, beat goes on. I'm very proud to be a member of a couple boards that help inventors, and these are national groups, and we're very lucky tonight and fortunate to introduce you in just a minute, Maury. I'm also proud to be on the board of another group. This is a 501c4. We're lobbyists, and this is the tip of the spear. We're in Washington actually talking to the congressmen and representatives there. because this is a great country and we do have the freedom to change it and make it ours. It only goes to, you know what, if we let it. So it's a time to stand up for our rights, and we have a vehicle to do it. I'll tell you more about that. Okay, who's new tonight? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. You're new? You're new? Awesome. Welcome, 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 welcome. I invite you, if you'd like to, stand up and just shout, tell us what area you're working in. We don't need the whole pitch right now, just introducing yourself and what field you're working in. And that way, well, birds of a feather flock together later. So, would you like to start? Thank you.
My name is Mike Lee. I fancy myself an inventor. My background is in telecommunications and electrical engineering. I'm looking for what would fall under here. Probably I've got a games, toys idea, and some power idea as well.
Well, that's exciting right there. You've just gotten probably 5 of us in the room going, oh yeah, I like that stuff. Great.
And in other news, I'm also just past the patent bar. Could be a patent agent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah. Way to go. Congratulations and congratulations, and glad you found us here. Who's next? Let's spend a few minutes here on this. Who wants to introduce themselves your first time here? Please do. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Woodward. I'm president of a company here in San Diego called Surgeon. We manufacture surgical knives, specialty surgeries, ophthalmology, those kind of things. I've invented some processes to create cutting edges that are unique processes. We have not patented because we don't want anybody to know what we're doing.
Trade secrets work.
We do have several patents on some things that we do manufacture. We have a patent on a process to make a safety handle with a sliding mechanism.
I guess we could use these things. I don't know how they work. But
Anyway, thank you very much. Just a bunch of different things. Thank you.
cool. Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Glenn Pruill. I'm an electrician. I invented a lot of electrical products. And I got like products for ladders, products for bath products, power tool products. I'm trying to work with Warren on that. And that's it.
Cool. Cool. Right on. This gentleman over here. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom Archer.
Hi,
I am an inventor. I invent numerous products in pretty much all categories, a lot of categories including apparel, automotive, games and toys, and electronics. I've been doing this now for about 20 years.
Well, awesome.
Great.
Welcome to our group.
Nice to meet you. Are you local?
I am.
Great.
Anybody else want to take a swing? Let us know who you are, what you're doing. Well, just bring that back up. If you hand that forward, so we'll put it away. And thank you very much for introducing yourselves. Hey, thanks. You can all hear me without this, right? Okay. Spare a few electrons here. Okay, well, our regular fare is to go from nice to meet you and what's your passion to why we are here. For those of you that are new, those of you that have seen us before, might be a good refresher. Okay, we are 501c3, and our mission is to motivate, educate, and network you. The way we do this is the schedule that we've created. It goes through a whole number of the gambits of what's involved with inventing. So we talk about the filing of patents, manufacturing, marketing. I give a little lecture on what 30 years of mistakes have cost me. And how we help inventors tonight. At the end of this whole thing, we have a great contest, and we take that money that's been collected, and that's your prize money. So to get us there every month, we have great speakers. Here's a little representation of some of them. Anita has left Connect, but the point is Connect here in town does come and speak with us. Axion has come to speak with us before. Michelle, our dear Michelle here, is the leading member of the Coalition for Prosperous America on our California chapter. She is a published author, an expert on our economy and manufacturing and what brought us here. And she does speak and talk to groups. And Michelle, is there any update you want to give a shout out about today?
Well, we had a very successful manufacturing summit
Oh, wonderful.
on April 18th. And we had Dan D'Amico, former president of Nucor Steel, as our keynote speaker. So it was, we're also going to start publishing a job quality index, because we have a new research director who's done the research to show that because of the trade deficits and offshoring of manufacturing to overseas, especially China, we are creating more lower paying jobs, and we're losing the middle class. And the only, the people are invited into like 8 quintiles of their financial worth and salaries. Only the top 2 have been increasing in the last 15 years. The other 6 have been stagnant for 15 years. So think of the fact that nothing costs what it did 15 years ago, and yet your wages are stagnant, they haven't increased. So if you're having a harder time making it, that's the reason why. We're just creating more of these low-paying jobs and not creating enough manufacturing jobs. And we're going to be starting to publish that data on a monthly basis to show the job quality index and why it's so important to support manufacturing, because it creates those higher paying jobs. And that's the kind of thing I write about for my column for Industry Week.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you. Michelle is a dear and actual true patriot. I mean, the time she volunteers to help make sure manufacturing sector and our economy gets back on track is so appreciated. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Yes, let's give her a hand. We have many of our members who are quite accomplished. Dear Judith here wrote a book about your mind on marketing for those of you that are engineers, because as a psychologist and an inventor, she realizes there's a different mindset completely. So she turns it into a challenge. It's more like an engineering challenge, and then it's fun, and all of a sudden you realize marketing is just another thing. Okay, her husband gives focus groups, some of the best, to big companies. If you're going after that $1 million raise, want to show your statistics are valuable, that's the man that teaches the course over here at San Marcos University. Charges around $3,000 to $4,000 for you to get this focus group, but it's this thick and it's worth its weight in gold. He's also the one that coined the words that I love to use. This focus group, it can either save you $1 million or make you $1 million. And so far I've seen people get up to $350,000 on the way to lose that $1 million. Getting the focus group right, I'll explain that real soon. Dear friends, this is the couple I was explaining about that we've had here in the past, and there have been other couples like you in the past. And we've been delighted to have them come here and share their life experience and tell us the stories of how they brought their products to market. So this couple here is Dennis and Mary Green. Have you ever met them? No?
Well, if you tell us the product.
Sneaker balls is one of the things. That's the only one that comes to mind right now. No. They're on Shark Tank. The parallels are, you know, there's the parallels here. I'm speaking to our friends here tonight that will be our inventors of the night tonight, to show them that this is generational. I mean, what we make become legacies, but the next generation is coming up, and they got the new tools, the new technologies, the new social media. They've got a whole new different world, and that means the way we do things is evolving. They'll talk about that a little bit tonight. So we've had Inventors of the Month for almost every month. They come, they show us the products that are coming to market, or getting on the market, or being presented to the market. We've had doctors showing us devices. We've had people that are politically motivated tell us their stories. We've had great inventors. Anybody know what Wi-Fi is? No? Okay, 802.11. This guy's got 100 and something patents on it. Wow. He's invented it. And he's come to speak with us, and he's good acquaintance. So we've had these inventors come every month and tell us their ideas. We also have some great experts in the field, such as these gentlemen. You might know of these guys from Edison Nation, and that's Louis Foreman. All of these were recorded and are being recorded. Thank you very much, Dave, for your current recordings. The past videos were okay, and this is one I'm proud of because my earlier videos got 25,000 views on it now, so I still get calls about that. Anyway, a lot of the earlier videos were done by a videographer named Sydney Wellsmith, who is on live line tonight. Hi, Sydney. And Sydney's passion, besides art and music and being a naturalist, is video. and he does videos. He's helped with some of our Kickstarter campaigns in the past. We collaborated to help Cindy launch what's his latest work now. It's called Inventors TV. The idea of Inventors TV is to be a portal of information of everything video that we can find that you might be able to use. So in other words, we've got a news page. We have on there a resources channel. The affiliates is when as a club, we have signed up, we're an affiliate. And what's happening tonight is actually, we've got the technology now, thank you Danny, thank you Dave, to go live. And this is actually being broadcast live now on our Inventors TV channel affiliate page. Woohoo! Actually, thank you guys, that's a technological leap. That is a leap, and we're very pleased. Thank you again, Danny, because last month we had Andrew Krause talk to us, and that was live through a Skype connection. So we're actually getting into the 21st century. Woohoo! So yeah, the local resources, and with affiliates, all the affiliates have got sponsors as well. And again, you see Bob Green coming to bat for us there as that goes. We do talk about all the different subjects, and that's available on Inventors TV. Alrighty? Okay, how are we doing time-wise? Oh, I am right on schedule. That is so cool. Karina, you guys ready to come up and talk? Ready to do this? Hey, if you would, please put your phones on Don't Bother Me, or whatever you want to call it. Otherwise, I'll ask you to get up and dance to your favorite song there. Alright. Any materials, any presentation? Just want to say
no.
Hi.
Mobile.
You're all mobile.
Like our presentation.
Fortunately or unfortunately.
Right here.
Karina and Jared are
Right.
inventors that have invented a fun product for your closet. They've
For your walls. Well, you could use it in the closet.
Sure.
Sure, why not?
You can use it in the closet or out of the closet.
Well, that's a whole different group. That's a whole other meeting. That's a whole other. Thanks, Amy. So, ladies and gentlemen, Karina and Jared.
Hi everyone, I'm Jared Rabin. My wife Karina. I'm the inventor of Hang-O-Matic and Hang-O-Matic Stud. Hang-O-Matic was an idea that I invented in college. And essentially I was that rare guy in college who decorated my dorm. I liked pictures, I liked shelves. My grandpa owned a tool store. My dad owned a tool store. I grew up in a tool store. Still today I am a division manager for a construction supply company that has 12 locations. I love my day job, which is tools. I manage 32 employees, 8 salesmen, inside sales team, and tools have been my life. So I was that kid who grew up in tools. I love tools. As soon as you said you have tools, I was thinking I can't wait to see it. So with that in mind, I invented Hang-O-Matic. So essentially what it is a picture hanging tool. If you envision a tape measure, I'm sorry I didn't bring it, but a tape measure with 2 moving points and a bubble level. So you get the item you want to hang, you flip it upside down, you align the 2 pointers on the back of the item you want to hang, so now they're perfectly spaced. You bring them to your drywall, and with the bubbles in the center, you just press.